Hello mga students, welcome back sa ating video lectures. For this particular lecture, we will be talking about, yes, accounting records as seen on the slide. Pag-usapan natin dito yung mga documents, tapos i-reintroduce because hindi nito bago sa inyo, yung mga journals and even the ledgers from coming from the point of view of a manual system, and then later on paano pag computerized, ano ang magiging difference nito. Okay, so umpisahan muna natin sa documents, no? Basically these are all accounting records. Now alam naman po natin na economic events, ito yung concern si accounting, di ba? Because economic events are events na meron impact sa atin financially. Kaya natin ito kina-capture. Now, these economic events result in some documents being created at the beginning. Okay? At the source. Kaya po meron tayong tinatawag na mga source documents. One type of a document is what we call the source document. And these are used to capture and formalize transactions na kinakailangan natin for data processing. Halimbawa po makikita po ninyo dito sa ating figure 2-2, the creation of a source document. Although a source document is considered etong ating tinatawag na mga customer order, pero to formalize the process and make it uniform, para maging pare-parehas yung itsura nito, because normally the customer orders are templated based on the client or our customer. Now we collect these customer orders and then we prepare our own company templated sales order. So this is a sales order processing na cycle sa revenue, yung ginagamit natin na example here. So that the sales document or the sales order, which is a source document, papasok po ito sa sales system para mag-prompt sa mga susunod na steps along the way, no? Now, etong sales order is what we call the source document kasi ito yung magi-initiate ng mga susunod na transactions. Okay? Please take note that when we talk about source document, yung aking in-underline dito, these are used to capture and formalize transaction data. Okay? So that's one type of a document. The next type of document is what we call a product document. And a product document is a result of transaction processing rather than a triggering mechanism for the process. Kagaya po ng makikita ninyo dito, no? In-extend po ng figure 2-3 ang figure 2-2 kanina para maipakita sa inyo yung customer bill. And a customer bill is an example of a product document. Okay, produkto po ito ng sales system. Once the sales order enters the sales system, okay, at syempre the sales order is the one that requests ano ba ang mga kailangan natin na ibenta sa customer. Once na ma-process na po natin yan, of course, when we bill the customer, we will be making a customer bill because doon nakapaloob, andun yung detalye, ano ba yung binenta natin sa customer na ito. Now, the bill is what we call a product document. Another example, at nakalagay din po dito, a payroll check. Okay? Cheque ng employee. And that check is a product document. Although kasi sa ngayon, yung payroll check is limit in terms of use, kasi karamihan sa ngayon based on ATMs. Ang pagpapadala ng sahod ay through ATM na. Pero marami pa rin mga organization ang gumagamit ng paychecks para ibigay yung sahod. Okay? Usually, kahit naman sa mga naka-ATM, yung mga first unang sahod nila, unang cut-off na sahod, pumapasok pa po ito through checks. So that the payroll check is also an example of a product document. Okay? We have the source document. Now we have the product documents. The third one is what we call the turnaround document. Bakit siya turnaround? Kasi ito po ay isang product document ng isang system na ginagamit po para maging source document ng panibagong system. So extending our figure, our illustration here, we see here the bill as a product document pero meron yang perforated portion. Kasi yung top portion is only the actual bill. Yung second, the portion below the perforated line is what we call a remittance advice. And yung remittance advice, kasama po yan na ipinapadala sa customer pero pag magbabayad na si customer ng cheque para doon sa kanyang in-order, kasama po yan, pinipilas po itong remittance advice. Okay? So the remittance advice is what we call a turnaround document because the remittance advice together with the check will initiate the cash receipt system para may record yung collection. Okay? So yan po yung ating pangatlo. Pangatlo nating type of document which is a turnaround document. Okay? So yun po three types of document: source, product, and then the turnaround. Okay. Now, we're done with the documents. Proceed naman po tayo sa journals. Eto po, hindi na ito bago sa inyo. Refresher na lang, no? Because sa basic accounting or sa fundamentals of accounting, pinakilala na po sa inyo yung journal, which is a record of chronological entry. Dito tayo nagre-record, di ba? Because at some point in the transaction process, kapag nag-gather na natin lahat ng mga kailangan nating information, all the relevant facts about a transaction, it should be recorded in the journal in chronological order. Kung kailan siya nangyari, kung sino yung naunang mangyari, yun muna yung i-record natin chronologically. Now, the documents, they are the primary source of data for journals. Okay, usually source documents, no? Pero it can either be any of the three. Now, the journal may be classified as either a special journal or a general journal. I'm not sure if you are already familiar with this, although my assumption is yes, because even in the fundamentals of accounting, financial accounting and reporting, nadidiscuss na rin po ito, Special journal are specialized journals. Okay? Special. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya yung general. Kasi, general journal, as I will be explaining it later on, is used for non-recurring transactions. Okay? For other medyo, less to happen. Ang special journals kasi, it is used to record specific classes of transactions na nangyayari in high volume. Okay? Ano ba yung mga alam ninyong special journals? Well, actually, apat po yan na ini-introduce sa inyo. You have the cash receipts journal. You have your sales journal. You have your cash disbursements journal. You have your purchases journal. Okay? At etong apat na ito, mas lalo po ito na magiging familiar sa inyo because later on, mapag-uusapan natin yan. Kasi under the transaction processing cycle sa transaction processing system, under the revenue cycle, we will get your sales journal and then the cash receipts journal. Tapos later on sa expenditure cycle, we will be reintroducing the cash payment journal and then the purchases journal. So dapat po ay familiar kayo dito. So meron siyang specific classes of transactions lamang. Kasi halimbawa, for sales journal, makikita po ninyo dito, ang nire-record lamang natin dito ay mga sales. Okay? Sales on account, usually po, Kasi kung makikita ninyo dito, date, customer, invoice number, account number, and then debit, accounts receivable. Okay? So these are sales on account. Kasi po, pag mga cash sales, dun po yan sa cash receipts journal. Kasi ang cash receipts journal, ginagamit natin ito for any type of collections. Basta may natanggap tayo na pera. Okay? The term register is often used to denote certain types of special journals. Okay? Register, pag narinig ninyo yung term na register, it refers to a special journal. For example, we have a payroll register or a payroll journal. However, we can also use the term register as a log. talaan siya, no? Let's say, meron tayong tinatawag ng mga receiving register, mga shipping register to record ano na yung mga na-ship, ano na yung napadala sa ating mga customers. Okay? So, please take note lang po of the term register kasi it can be used interchangeably. Okay? Oh, yung general journal, ito yung pasukan ng mga hindi nagka-qualify sa mga special journals. It records non-recurring, infrequent, and dissimilar transactions. Ang example na makikita po ninyo dito, depreciation, no? Insurance expense, prepaid insurance. Pag may mga adjusting entries tayo, no, dito papasok siya sa general journal. Okay? So that is the other type of your journal, Dalawa lang naman po 'yan, general and your what? Special journals. Okay? Next, the ledgers. And the ledgers ay hindi na rin ito bago sa inyo. If we have the journal, which is a book of entries, the ledger naman is your book of accounts. Kasi dito natin pinopost yung mga transactions na magkakaparehas. Kasi dito natin makikita ano yung effect. Let's say for account receivable, for cash, kapag naapektuhan kapag meron tayong journal entry na maapektuhan yung accounts receivable, papasok din yan sa ating ledger because the ledger presents your movement sa balanse na yon, sa account na yon. May nadagdag, merong nabawas, at magkano yung balanse niya at a given point in time. Kaya siya tinatawag na book of accounts. It reflects the financial effects of the firm's transaction after they are posted from various journals. Whereas journals show the chronological effect of the business activity, ang ledger naman shows activity by account type. Okay? Now, meron tayo dalawang klase naman dito. Kung sa journals, meron tayong special and general, dito naman meron tayong general and subsidiary. Ang general journal, ito yung control account natin, summarized control accounts. Kasi let's say, di ba, ang general ledger, makikita natin dyan yung mga summary balances ng mga accounts from cash to accounts receivable to prepaid expenses to property and equipment types of accounts, no? And then papunta sa liability, ito yung aking accounts payable. Ito yung aking unearned revenue at marami pa pong iba. Samantalang yung subsidiary ledger or the SL, ito naman yung detalye. General ledger, GL, subsidiary ledger, SL, no? It contains the details of individual accounts that constitute a particular control account. Kasi for example, we have this one, our accounts receivable. O under your general ledger, makikita mo yung iba't ibang account titles like cash, AR, and inventory. Pag tinignan mo itong 14,205,800 ng accounts receivable, marami po yung composition at ito po ay mga customer accounts. Let's say, magkano yung balanse ni Johnson, ni Hobbs, ni Smith, ni Ray, ni Howard, no? Pag pinagsama-sama natin itong mga subsidiary ledger, yung mga customer accounts nila, ito po yung bubuo ng 14,205,800, which is yung ating nasa general ledger account. Okay, that is why they are details, no? The general ledger summarizes the activity for each of the organization's accounts, samantalang yung subsidiary ledger, they are kept in various accounting departments of the firm. Okay? For proper control and support of operations. Although alam niyo in a computerized environment, because accounting information system, we are dealing with accounting systems. So that, once we have an entry to a specific module, kunwari na lang po meron tayong sales on account, matik na po yan, no? Pag meron tayong isang customer account na nalagyan, ma-update na rin po yung ating general ledger kasi konektado na po yan. Hindi yan yung kailangan kong i-update yung aking subsidiary ledger at kailangan kong i-update separately yung aking general ledger. Okay? In a computerized environment, matik na po na nangyayari yan sa system. Basta meron tayong napasukan na entry, meron tayong na entryhan, na encode doon sa ating system for sales let's say for sales processing, automatic na po yan, mafe-fill upan. Okay? Provided tama yung mga details na nilalagay natin. Okay. Now let's talk about audit trail. Kasi yung mga accounting records na nabanggit natin, yung mga documents, yung mga journals, and then yung ating ledger, they provide audit trail. Pag sinabi nating audit trail, no, for purposes of audit, nagkakaroon tayo ng trail. No, nakikita natin ano yung nangyari from finish to start or baliktad, from start to finish, no? Natitrace natin yung transactions from source documents papunta sa mga financial statements. Kasi alam naman natin, we prepare these transactions, we record them para kumpleto yung ating information para pag nag-generate tayo ng financial statements, wala tayong problema. Now, ang pinaka-importante sa lahat when we are talking of audit trail is yung ating mga year-end audits. Kasi dito na tayo gumagawa, nagpe-prepare ng financial statements. And syempre, pag external parties yung pinag-uusapan natin, mas careful, mas cautious tayo. As compared kapag ang mga nag-audit sa atin ay internal to the company, medyo nagkakaroon tayo ng sense of medyo mas relaxed tayo, kasi part pa rin siya ng organization. Although, hindi naman dapat, na relax tayo. Regardless kung internal or external audit yan, we should exercise a degree of caution para at least we should be aware that what we are doing is correct, no? Para wala tayong problema sa audit functions. O kagaya dito, this should be understood as going backwards. When we are doing the external audit, on the part of the auditors, una, titignan nila yung mga balances. I-request from the client, okay? Can we request the general ledger balances? So, halimbawa, sa accounts receivable, makikita natin yung 14,205,800. Etong 14 million na yan, ititrace natin yan directly pabalik sa source documents. Of course, hindi natin yan ititrace lahat. We will do sampling. And later on, mas ma-understand niyo ito pag nagkaroon na kayo ng subject sa auditing theory. Okay? Or audit-related topics. No? And usually, yung financial statement balances ng AR na makikita na natin sa FS, ititrace natin yan sa general ledger. Okay? And yung balance na yan, i-reconcile natin yan sa subsidiary ledger. From the general ledger, if we have the 14,205,800, check natin yung SL kung magre-reconcile. Pag magbabangga siya, ibig sabihin ng magbabangga, mag-i-equal, no? Pag in-extract ba natin lahat ng mga customer accounts, total ba yan? Dapat total yan. Otherwise, bakit siya hindi balance? Bakit ito yung balance ng nasa financial statement? Samantalang pag trinace ko ito sa general ledger at papunta sa subsidiary ledger, iba na yung amount. Ano ba dapat ang pipick upin? Okay, because we have to be extra cautious, sabi ko nga, Hindi yan basta-basta na pipick up lang tayo ng amounts at ipipresenta natin. Ito yung balance niya sa financial statements. Kinakailangan nagmamatch po yan. So that is why we have to reconcile the general ledger to the subsidiary ledger balances. Now, magsasampling tayo, pipick up tayo ng isang particular transaction, transaction testing. Ititrace natin siya sa sales journal. For example, kung ang customer balance ni Johnson ay 3 million, okay, tignan ko nga, pick up nga ako ng halimbawa, based on my sampling techniques, ilan ba yung kailangan kong i-trace naman sa mga source documents or doon sa journal pa lang. Let's say, doon sa sales journal. Okay, check ko kung magmamatch ba yon. Lahat ba ng mga transactions pertaining to John or kung sino man po sa customer na yan, magto-total ba yan sa 2 million, no? Of course, running balance yan. Maaring yung benta ko for that customer ay mas malaki, pero kasi meron na akong nakolekta, mababawasan yan syempre. Pero it should be traceable. Or minsan, ang ginagawa po ng mga external auditors, merong confirmation. Accounts receivable confirmation. Kung ang balanse ng isang customer ay 2 million, merong letter yan, papadala sa customer, please confirm if based on your record, ang utang ng company sa inyo ay 2 million pa rin. And the customer should confirm, sa external auditor na yun nga yung utang nila. Otherwise, kung hindi siya bangga na naman, o magpa-prompt yan ng additional inquiry, checking, bakit hindi siya balanse. Okay? O yung sampling from the papunta sa sales journal, i-check naman yan sa mga source document. O at ano ba yung mga ano ba yung source documents natin diyan? O yung mga sales order. Ito yung order ni customer, no? Okay? So, you see, from the financial statement balances ng accounts receivable, going back, tracing it backwards, papunta sa source documents. That is what we call an audit trail. Okay? So, yun po that is the significance of audit trail, no? At kinakailangan yung mga records ay intact. Okay. Now, papaano naman sa isang computer-based system? Sa computer-based system kasi, while audit trail ay less observable, pero nangyayari pa rin po yan, no? At kahit na computer-based yan, kinakailangan na ma-maintain pa rin yung audit trail. Otherwise, magkakaroon tayo ng issue kung hindi yan traceable. Kasi dapat yung isa sa mga purpose na itutulong ng computer-based accounting system is the traceability. Merong audit trail kasi mahihirapan yung pag-perform ng audit function. Accounting records in computer-based systems are presented by 4 different types of magnetic files. Meron tayo ng master files, we have the transaction files, we have the reference files, and then the archive files. Ang master files, it generally contains your account data. Dito sa ating visual here, your master files is your general ledger control accounts. No? And then, yung transaction file naman, these are temporary files of transaction records. Ang example naman natin na transaction file dito is your sales order. Okay? Next, reference file. It stores data used as standard for transaction processing. Example natin dito na reference file is your credit file. Kasi usually on a sales on account, bago yan i-allow, i-authorize na makapagbenta ka on account, pautangin mo yung customer, i-check muna yung credit worthiness. O pag-uusapan natin yan later on. So a credit file contains list of credits ng mga customers at magkano ba yung kanilang credit limits for approval. Okay? So that is an example of a reference file. And then the last item here is what we call the archive files. It records past transactions, Example natin dito ng archive files, is your journal kasi nandiyan na po ang mga nangyari in the past. Okay? So yan po in a computerized environment or computer-based system, ito naman yung mga kailangan nating maging familiar with. Okay? So hanggang dito muna tayo sa accounting records discussion. If you have any clarifications or questions on the matter, once again, please let me know. You may comment down below. Kung wala na, kita-kita tayo sa susunod na video lecture. Bye-bye!